Geeta Mehrotra and Ramji Mehrotra vs. State of Uttar Pradesh. A landmark case on dowry. The complainant Shipra Seth married Shyamji Mehrotra as per Hindu customs. After marriage, she moved to her in-laws' house. Shipra later on claimed that before marriage, Shyamji and his family, including his brother, Ramji Mehrotra, his mother, Kamla Mehrotra, and his sister Geeta Mehrotra, had falsely claimed that Shyamji was a team leader in a top IT company at Chennai and was earning 45,000 rupees per month. Later, a matrimonial dispute arose between the couple on trivial domestic issues. The complainant, Shipra, filed a police report seeking action against Shyamji, Ramji, Kamla, and Geeta Mehrotra, alleging dowry harassment, physical abuse, mental torture, and death threats. The FIR was filed by Shipra Mehrotra under sections 498A, 323, 504, 506 of the Indian Penal Code and sections 3 and 4 of the Dowry Prohibition Act. The FIR was registered at Mahila Thana Daraganj at Allahabad. The appellants Ramji and Geeta filed a petition under section 482 of the Criminal Procedure Code to quash the charge sheet and the consequent proceedings before the High Court.
The appellants claimed that the FIR was lodged with mala fide intentions to harass them and that no valid case was made out against them or other family members. They argued that the incident alleged by Shipra had occurred in Faridabad, so the investigation should have been conducted there. However, Shipra, in collusion with her father, influenced the investigating officer to record statements in Ghaziabad beyond his territorial jurisdiction, rendering the investigation improper and illegal. Shipra, who had already obtained an ex parte decree of divorce, is pursuing the present case through her father with the sole purpose to unnecessarily harass the appellants to extract money from them, as all efforts of mediation had failed. The appellants sought quashing of the proceedings based on these grounds.
The High Court did not quash the proceedings but allowed the appellants to challenge the jurisdiction before the trial court. Interim protection was granted to prevent arrest until the jurisdictional issue was resolved. The trial court was given a 2-month deadline to decide the appellant's plea.
Aggrieved by the order of the High Court, the appellants appealed to the Supreme Court.
The appellants argued that the High Court did not properly analyze the facts of the FIR to determine if they made out a prima facie case against Ramji and Geeta. It also failed to assess whether there was sufficient material evidence to constitute an offence against them. The statements of Shipra and her father had material contradictions, suggesting that their allegations were fabricated. These contradictions indicate that they concocted the story to falsely implicate the appellants and their family members. Shipra's motive appears to be mala fide, aimed at settling personal scores and extracting money from her ex-husband and his family. The case seems to be a misuse of the legal process for ulterior purposes rather than genuine criminal wrongdoing.
Shipra argued that after marriage, she discovered that Shyamji was unemployed and stayed home. He took her money and demanded 5 lakh rupees from her father for a business, claiming dowry was insufficient. When she refused, Shyamji, instigated by family, beat her and took her salary forcibly. She also claimed that her brother-in-law Ramji demanded 10 lakh rupees, threateningly.
The Supreme Court held that the High Court had failed to examine whether the case against the appellants was fit for quashing. The High Court only addressed territorial jurisdiction, ignoring lack of prima facie evidence against the appellants. The FIR contained no specific accusations against the appellants and only mentioned general allegations of mental and physical torture without details or dowry demands. The Supreme Court further held that continuing trial against appellants without any prima facie case amounts to abuse of the judicial process. Courts must prevent mechanical implication of relatives in matrimonial cases. Even though Shipra had obtained an ex parte divorce, the High Court overlooked its relevance to the case's merit. The Supreme Court further clarified that Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code and the Dowry Prohibition Act must not be misused to harass innocent relatives. Courts should scrutinize the FIR to exclude baseless implication of family members. When allegations are vague or lack legal basis, then quashing of charges is justified. Finally, the Supreme Court quashed the FIR and the proceedings against the appellants for absence of prima facie evidence and upheld judicial duty to prevent abuse of process of law.
The ruling reinforces protection against the misuse of dowry laws and emphasizes due diligence before prosecuting family members. It encourages judicial caution in matrimonial disputes. Thanks for watching.